Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Something custom chemicals about but comes so fairly known. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Wanna Bet. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube, maybe you're finding us somewhere else. Pretty soon you're going to be able to find us on a lot of different platforms. We are fired up after another night of cashing tickets, sweating out some bad beats, and basically doing all we can to prepare for today's show to put you guys in position to cash with us again. We want you to be a part of our Wanna Bet betting team. We love to bet as a community here and try to beat the books together. As always, we got our three favorite plays of the day. First, second, and third down. Fourth and long is really fourth and short. We keep hammering on bets that can cash quickly in these games to get you guys paid. Nerfies, Yerfies, first 3-inning bets, first quarter bets in the WNBA, things like that. In overtime, we continue to focus on the NFL. And Beltway, Ben, I'm going to hand the reins over to you because you had a better night than I did last night. How did things go for us last night and in the history of this show? There you go, people. Beltway, Ben, take it away.
Yeah, it was a very, very good night here. We still finished up. We did tail the New York Mets first 5 bet, put us down 1.6. But on the full night, we did well. I told you guys I like the parlay here with these three, just one each. And then the Will Smith, it was 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs to get us plus money. So it was a good night there. We went 3-0 in the first 3 downs. The Nerfy did not cash. Couldn't have been more off. When Xavier Edwards is hitting home runs, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I could not believe what I saw there. But, again, it was unfortunate there. But other than that, I mean, we've had a really, really good night just with hits, runs, and RBIs props.
Look, I've been smashing MLB. I don't say that lightly. The Royals, a Bobby Witt error, back-to-back innings with 2 on and 1 out against a terrible starter, and double play balls, one that was a real bang-bang play at first. A lot of weird stuff. Seth Lugo had his worst start of the year by far at home, gave up 5 in the first inning. Royals still almost overcame it. And Beltway, Ben, we were texting each other through that Braves-Mets game. I mean, the Mets are up 6-0 on Cookie Carrasco. Peterson is not cruising, but he's getting ground balls whenever he needs them. And then in one inning, the Mets walk 6 batters and give up a grand slam, and they're down. They go from up 6-0 with 1 out in the 4th inning to trailing 9-6 by the bottom of the 4th. I've never seen Peterson lose control and command like that before, especially not recently. That's one of the top 5 lefties in the game. All those free passes, it was nuts.
I couldn't believe what I saw, to be quite honest with you. And baseball this year has been very crazy with teams coming back. We've seen a lot of large comebacks. But you knock Carrasco out in the 2nd inning. Things are rolling. I mean, for the bottom half of that Braves lineup, throw the ball underhand and get it over the plate.
Yeah.
You'll get a few pop-outs and ground-outs. They're walking guys left and right. And Reed Garrett comes in. And Reed Garrett's fine if you bring him in to start a clean inning. But when he comes in with runners on, he always gets hit hard. I've seen it all year. And he comes in and just gets shelled, and Mullins goes up. I'm like, please rob it. Please rob it. Mullins even couldn't get it, and it was a home run. And Michael Harris, who's been one of the hottest hitters in that lineup, of course he comes up with the bases loaded and comes through. So unfortunate, but again, when a team's up 6-0, it's hard to handicap a 7-run first 5 innings from a Braves lineup who probably hasn't done it in the past 10 weeks.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And that killed our 3-team money line parlay where the Padres cashed easy. I'm sorry, the Royals game crushed that. Padres cashed easy, Brewers cashed easy. And look, if you're with us on the Super Discord, I was still up a couple units on the Super Discord last night. We had plus money. Brewers run line hit. We had a Padres first 5 run line. That was a no sweat. So again, all of our picks are on the Super Discord. Look in my link the link tree up in my bio. Same thing with Beltway Ben on his Twitter. All right, Beltway Ben, let's stay hot. First down today, brother.
Yeah, first down here, we're going to go with another hits, run, and RBI play. Jackson Holiday over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -130. Now, we know from working in the area we do and following this team and covering this team, Jackson Holiday will be hitting leadoff no matter what the situation is. He will get the maximum number of at-bats that we need. And I love taking leadoff hitters at 1.5 when they have a good matchup. When you look at what lefties are doing against Logan Evans when he pitches away from T-Mobile, 394, 443, 643 slash line. There are a few guys in that rotation. Brian Wu, who I'm a bigger fan than most. Like Brian Wu, I'm comfortable with. Logan Gilbert, for the most part, I'm comfortable with when they go away because I still trust them. This is not one, right? This year he's still figuring out how to pitch away from that park, which is the most pitcher-friendly park in the MLB. But Jackson Holliday has been at his best at home against right-handed pitching. 817 OPS against right-handed pitching at Camden Yards. 8 of his 16 home runs have come with that situation. 0 for 4 heading into that last at-bat last night. Walks it off with a double. The mind's in the right spot. Had a big walk-off, the first walk-off for that awful team all year. So I do like Jackson Holliday to build off of that. And just in this situation, I mean, he leads this game off. We know he's going to be swinging at the first pitch in every at-bat. He leads this game off with a single or double. Gunner's been red hot, and Gunner's swinging the bat really well. I'm confident he can drive him in. And Gunner had 2.5. It wasn't priced where I wanted it, so I do like Jackson Holliday, the leadoff hitter, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. I'm going to go to the CFL first down, and I want to give this to you now. The game's not till Saturday. We played it at the beginning of the week on the Super Discord as soon as these lines populated. And this thing, the total opened at 51.5. I jumped it there. I played it again at 51.5, like minus 124. Yesterday or 2 days ago, it was at minus 30. Yesterday, I almost gave it out on this show. It was minus 140 at 51.5. The regular, the standard over-under is now up to 53.5 or 54.5. You could have bought it yesterday at 140. Now it's at 154.5. By tomorrow, I think it's going to be on the other side of 165 everywhere. Why do I like this over? These two teams played earlier in the season. It was 28-23. And that was before Bo Levi Mitchell, who would be the MVP in the CFL right now, Hamilton's quarterback, before he got comfortable. That was before Saskatchewan's offense really took off. Got going, and both these teams were led a little more by their defense early in the season. They still produced 51 in that one. 5 of the last 7 Tiger Cats games have gone 52 or over. It is a prolific offense, and they're facing a team coming off a bye for a second straight week. It's Saskatchewan coming off a bye where they're going to have the offense tuned up. So I think this is an offensive game. What do I want in under 52? Again, I just said 5 of the last 7 Tiger Cats games, 52 or over. 2 of them right at 52. They played a 28-24 game and a 35-17 game. And we're only, 10 weeks into the season, and everybody's had a bye or two. So not a huge inventory. This 52 keeps popping up. I want to stay under that if I can. Would it shock me if both these teams scored 28 points or more? No, it would not. Hamilton played a shootout last week. We were all over that. We cashed that bet within the first 3 quarters of that game. I do think Hamilton's defense is slipping a little bit. I love Hamilton's offense, and I think Saskatchewan's going to be able to put up points here as well coming off a bye. So let's do that now and not wait till Saturday. Second down, Betway Ben.
Yeah, second down, we're going to stick in the MLB. But I'm going to go with a little same-game parlay here. The Mets on the money line, and then Kodai Senga, 4+ strikeouts to get us down to minus 132. We mentioned it in the open. Disgusting loss for the Mets yesterday. But when you look at how the things went, they somehow did not use much bullpen because they go to Reed Garrett. He does whatever he does, sucks. But then after that, they bring in Paul Blackburn to cover the rest of the game. And he looked really good somehow out of the bullpen because he did not look good when he was starting games there. But he was able to cover the rest of the game. So I'm not too worried about the bullpen. That of all their issues right now, I do think their bullpen will be able to figure things out. And they have a lot of good guys, and they spent a lot at the deadline on it. When you have Helsley for the 8th inning, and Helsley's been a little bumpy since getting there, and then Edwin Diaz in the 9th, you're pretty comfortable heading into the 8th inning with a lead. But the Mets offense is all of a sudden playing pretty good baseball. They're scoring some runs, and Kodai Senga's on the mound. And since coming back from the injury, he hasn't been great, but I am confident he's going to figure it out. But he also has 4+ Ks in 3 of those 5 starts since returning. 25.5% K rate for the Braves against right-handed pitching on the road since July 15th. That's the 4th highest in the MLB. I would also play Senga over the 4.5 strikeouts as it is. Minus 165, a little bit of juice, but that's playable juice. So I do like Senga to go over the 4.5 strikeouts, and I would also just take him 4+ strikeouts and the Mets on the money line to get it at minus 132.
I will be on the Mets as well. We'll get to that in 4th and short. Second down for me. Look, the Tigers' offense does scare me a little bit. But I'm still going to take them on the run line here. Look, if you're betting them on a Scooble day, you almost have to take run line, or, whether it's first 5 or otherwise. Just they price this so extreme.
They were minus 330 against the Angels last week.
Yeah, I mean, so like if you want to play it, you kind of have to risk that the offense shows up, and you want to play it when it's Skubal against a terrible starter, which this is. But yeah, the Tigers give me a little pause right now. However, Skubal at home is 10-3. The Tigers are 10-3 in Skubal's home starts. 7 covers on the run line. Skubal, the last time out against the Twins, 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 13 Ks. And that was a much better Twins lineup than we're getting now. Minnesota's 2-8 on the Minnesota's been struggling to score runs, so we've got that going on. Bailey Ober, when he faced the Tigers last time out, 5 2/3, 11 hits, 7 earned runs. He gave up 4 home runs in that outing. Bailey Ober's last 7 starts, he's got a 7.68 ERA. Again, they don't make it easy for you, but Beltway Ben, we got a short inventory of MLB games today. This is a series where the Tigers have to do a little work, clean some things up. It's a Minnesota team that waved the white flag at the deadline. They gutted their bullpen, and Joe Ryan is not starting for them today. So I'm on the Tigers there. And I think that offense can beat up on a bad starter and a bad bullpen. 3rd down.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the WNBA here. And we're going to go with a same-game parlay. The Sparks on the money line and Rickea Jackson, 10-plus points. Just like I said with Senga, I would also take Rickea Jackson over 15.5 points at minus 110. You could play that as an official play as well. But the Sparks have been much better of late. I've talked about this so many times on the show. They're half a game out of the playoffs right now. After Seattle last night had another awful loss where they were a favorite and they kind of made a push, they get back in the game, and I'm like, okay, Seattle will figure it out. Nope, they didn't. The Wings are going to be without Arike again, or they could be. She's questionable. It was weird how she popped up on the injury report before last game with a knee injury, and that kind of concerns me to think she might be out again. But even if she plays, they haven't been good with her on the court. As bad as the Sparks are defensively, that's the big thing with them. They can score. They just don't play good defense. Dallas is right up there with them, 86.5 points per game they're allowing. So Dallas has not been good. It's pretty clear they have no shot at the playoffs. The Sparks are right in this thing, and they need to continue to push. They've been fine on the road, which is pretty surprising because a lot of WNBA teams have been much better at home than on the road. The Sparks, it's the other way around. So I do like the Sparks to win tonight, and I also like a big night from Rickea Jackson.
Excellent. I will be watching that one and rooting it on. 3rd down for me. It's been a minute since I took my fish, the Miami Marlins, on a first 5 road money line. Let's do it today. Cabrera on the mound. He's been great. 2.06 ERA and a whip of 0.78 his last 7 times out. I can kind of strip away the Miami bullpen here. I think getting 5 out of Cabrera isn't too big of an ask. He's been great. The Guardians have been a little game lately. I still don't totally buy that lineup. And you might ask me, well, if you've really looked at this game, why aren't you playing the full game? Because there seems to be some interesting value on Miami in the full game. And I'll tell you why. As much as I think Tanner Bybee sucks, whenever he pitches, the Guardians win. Guardians have won 6 straight of his starts. Now, I just told you, the dude's got a 6.44 ERA over his last 7 starts, but all the Guardians do is win when he starts. So I'm going to factor that into my handicap. However, 21 earned runs allowed in his last 32 1/3 innings pitched. It's a top of the Miami lineup that's pretty game. It's a Miami team that's top 5 in baseball on the road, first 5 money line. And it's a starter I think they can get on. It's a team I think that they can run on a little bit as well. I don't know. I think, frankly, Miami's a better team. I think they have the better starter. Yeah, Cleveland home field advantage. There's a little something to that. Those fans are into it. And weird stuff happens when Bybee pitches. But give me the fish to at least hold water. Dad joke. The first 5 innings of this game. 4th and long is not 4th and long. It's 4th and short. We're trying to get you guys paid quickly in some of these games. Not forcing it, not chasing it, but we've been very good at distilling down areas that we can attack in these markets. Where are we going, Ben?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks over 2 or 1.5 runs. So to get 2 runs through the first 3 innings, and you can get it at minus 135. Blaylock's on the mound, and he's been awful pitching in that park, as most of their starters are and will be throughout their time in Colorado. It's unfortunate, but he's got an 11.36 ERA pitching in that park this year. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they have a lot of issues. They traded a lot away. Their bullpen sucks, but they still have that four-headed monster of Marte, Carroll, Gurriel, and Perdomo. Perdomo is one of the better players in the MLB this year that isn't being talked about enough, in my opinion. But I just think with that lineup, those four will get 2 at-bats, or should, given the situation. I don't think Blaylock's going to walk them down and go 9 up, 9 down through the first 3 innings, even if he's not getting shelled like he has in a lot of these home games. I was looking at the regular number. You can get, I think it's 2.5 for the first 3 overall, because I do think this Colorado Rockies team will put some runs off of Eduardo Rodriguez, who has been awful this season. But I'm just going to stick with the Arizona Diamondbacks here, over 1.5 first 3 inning runs at -135.
I'm going to play first 3 inning play as well. And it's one, frankly, I wish I did yesterday. I wish I took the Mets first 3 innings yesterday. It would have been a 6-0 winner. I'm going to take them to win after 3 here. This is an attack of Bryce Elder, who deserves to be attacked. He's got an ERA north of 6. The Mets have been beating up on bad pitching lately, particularly bad starting pitching. And if you distill Elder down to the first 3 innings of games, 19 starts, 11 home runs in the first 3 innings of games. So that's 57 innings pitched, 11 home runs. 6.80 ERA. Opposing batters have an 8.63 OPS against Elder in the first 3 innings of games. Senga hasn't been as masterful as Ben noted. Post-injury is before it, but he's great at home. 2.42 ERA at home. 2.15 batting average against at home. If you drill down first 3 innings, he has a sub-3 ERA for the year. I like what we're seeing at the top of the Mets lineup right now. Soto looks locked in. Polar Bear's locked in. Lindor, I still think he's banged up, but he knows he's just got to sort of get on base, slap the ball around, and get on base and set the table. Marte's at-bats have been better lately. So, yeah, and I think this Mets team's going to be a little pissed off after pissing a game last night, and they have been locked in to start games. So, thought about laying a half run after 3. I'm glad that you and Meatball are on this as well, Beltway Ben. That's generally been a good trend. So that's where we are. Fourth down. Overtime. We're looking at the NFL. We're looking at NFL preseason plays. We're looking at week 1 plays. We've covered a lot of futures on this show. There's still one that stood out for me. Beltway Ben, what is your overtime play?
Yeah, I was looking through. We've hit on a lot of NFL futures, so we're running out of some inventory, but I'm still looking around trying to find good value and what I like, and I don't want to play every single wide receiver. Right. But this is one, all 11 seasons. He's done this in all 11 seasons. And we know that week 17 matchup last year felt like they were or week 18, they were forcing him the ball.
Baker will get it for him.
Exactly.
Baker will take care of him.
Yes. Loves throwing him the football, and he always has since he's taken over there. Things look very good between those two. And he's dealt with some injuries. Last season, he played 14 games, but has been healthy through most of his career. He's played 15-plus games in 9 of 11 seasons in the NFL. And Godwin, he's probably going to be back week 1. They're hoping for that. I'm not sure if he'll be back then. But even if he is, Godwin's not 100% immediately coming back. And Mike Evans is a true number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. He can do it all. He can catch the ball in the red zone. He can make plays after the catch. I just couldn't believe we were seeing this. At -110, I would have expected it, and I probably still would have taken it. But +125, the fact that we are getting plus money on a dude who's done this in 11 straight seasons, with the way we watched them force him the ball in that last matchup last year, because they know how important this is and how incredible, quite honest, that it is that he can continuously do this. I don't see him regressing at all. He's still a top dog, and I do like him for 1,000+ receiving yards this year.
Yeah, 1,000 yards is not what it used to be. And Baker Mayfield's going to throw for, 4,400 or something like that, even though they can run the ball pretty well. I'm with you. Look, I don't make many futures plays that are not plus money. I just don't think ultimately it makes sense for a lot of reasons, mostly because the house is making, money off your money for 6 months while they hold it and invest it, and you're out. But Ted McMillan's not going to have 5 touchdowns this year? Really? Adam Thielen had 5 in this offense last year with Bryce Young before he was any good, and the carcass of Andy Dalton. And then by the time Young came around, Thielen was on his last legs. Like Xavier Legette had 4 in this offense last year. Deontay Johnson, who wore out his welcome in 4 teams last year, still had 3 passing reception touchdowns for the Carolina Panthers, and he wasn't there that long.
He regrets it, though.
What's that?
He regrets it. Deontay Johnson regrets acting that way. He cost himself a lot of money.
Oh, he did. Like, this kid doesn't have to worry about a number 1 tight end eating any of his timeshare. He doesn't, who's going to be second on this team in targets? Chuba Hubbard, maybe? Like, it's all about him, and you could say, well, he'll draw a lot of number 1 coverage. He's still going to beat some of it. I don't think people are going to be selling out to double him. Bryce Young's game evolved. I got a column on him coming out in the Washington Post. I talked to a lot of people about Bryce Young. He is a functional NFL starting quarterback. Like, you look at him from week 10 on last year, he turned the corner. The kid had 7 passing touchdowns in his last 3 games. If you're going to tell me the pressure's off, I'm going to say, well, the pressure's on this year? Nobody thinks that team is going anywhere. Like, Canales is already playing with house money. He's got one job. Keep coaching the quarterback up and make this wide receiver look good. Beltway Ben, they start the season. They've got the Jags, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Patriots, the Dolphins. Those are some shitty defenses, brother. I'm just telling you. Like, I think the kid's going to stay healthy because he's got an NFL body. He's not somebody you're worried about breaking down. He's got the mentality for this. He's got the physicality for this. He can separate, and he can also win contested catches. I love the body type. He's got dog in him.
Yes.
He was the best wide receiver in this class. Too many evaluators that I know and trust told me he's the best wide receiver in this class. I thought he'd go top 10. We made a lot of money on that. Can't wait to bet the freaking draft next year on this show, by the way. So that one to me, Beltway Ben, I just couldn't pass. I just couldn't pass. And if he blows up in another preseason game, these numbers will probably change. Or it blows up week 1, these numbers will probably change. So that's where we are. Beltway Ben, show the people how we did last night and how we've done since we launched this show May 21st. There you go, guys. Find you another show that provides this kind of content on a daily basis that's up over 50 units since May, late May. I dare you to find it. Find another show that actually documents every play it makes, brings it back, talks about why they got it right or got it wrong, and then uses it with you guys to try to get better. It ain't happening. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is cashing like this. We love betting with you guys. We hope you want to keep betting with us. We will be back tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday because this is what we do. We cash tickets at Wanna Bet With Us.